Impulse control disorders, or the problems with impulse control, are both relevant in the context of addictions and outside it. So it's relevant in the context of addiction because persons with clinically significant addictions have problems controlling or inhibiting a variety of reward-directed behaviors, including their tendencies to pursue and take drugs. And we think that contributes to the kind of decline in function in these individuals. But it's also relevant outside the context of addictions because some people are born with difficulty resisting impulses. And we think that that might actually represent a liability factor, or susceptibility to acquiring an addiction. So I'm interested in the biology of these processes, what contributes to self-control over behavior. We've used PET scans to measure dopamine function in brain non-invasively. PET scans are our method that allow you essentially, a very sophisticated camera that allow you to assess brain chemistry non-invasively while an individual lays on a scanner. And so we use this method to measure dopamine function in brain in both control individuals who have never had experience with a drug, as well as individuals with drug experience, so that again we can compare between the drug naive and the drug dependent brain to identify those molecular changes that emerge as a function of drug experience. Well, we're finding that there are a variety of changes in dopamine function in the brain. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter implicated in reward, and we're finding that there are changes in this neurotransmitter when you compare individuals who are dependent to those who are not. And more importantly, those changes contribute directly to the loss of control over impulsive reward-seeking behaviors. So again, we're trying to find those things in brain that the drug changes or dysregulates that contribute to the progressive loss of control over behavior. Now, importantly, many of the same changes that the drug causes to trigger loss of control over impulsive behaviors are present in people, some of whom have never been experienced with the drug, but who are a liability for drug taking. So some people are born with a kind of substrate already in brain, a drug experienced like substrate in brain that predisposes them. What I find most exciting about my research is that it addresses what I think is a major problem that surrounds all of us. Addiction touches everybody's life, either directly or indirectly. I'm a professor in a university, and I teach classes, and the kids in my classes suffer from these problems. And so it's a powerfully important problem to target, and the fact is that I think technology and science have become so advanced that we're really at the cusp of major discoveries by including genetics and brain imaging and behavioral assessment. So I think that the future is really bright, and that's very exciting.